First of all, thank you for your patience. This night gets a little long, but it's worth it. The two things I'll say are, number one, I want to thank the fans. I know I do that every game, but I think it meant a lot tonight. There isn't a place in the country does senior night like us. There's not a place in the country where the fans would sit and listen and wait for that to go. We challenged our team at the beginning of the year to be a better home team. Our fans came back with us this year, and I think they saw a great team that played well at home. And the other thing I will say is, Mayor's not up here, but okay, you're good. I would say that, here, babe, it's okay. Grandpa's gonna cry too. Come here, sorry. Here, go with Uncle Steve. Okay, sorry, honey. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what I, see, even my own family thinks that of me sometimes. And I wish Mayor was here, but the thing I would say is this. The three seniors on this team have saved this program and probably saved my coaching career. I would not go through, again, what I've been going through with some of the teams that we've had to deal with. Just not the way it's supposed to be. These three guys changed the culture back to the way it was supposed to be, the way we do things at Iowa State, every single day. And they brought us back to what it used to be, and it's hard to do that in this world. It is. It's really hard with what these kids deal with and what they hear and what people say on Twitter and all this other garbage. But Bridget, Mayor, and Lex bought into the Iowa State way of doing things. They transformed our team back to the way it should be. The wins were a bonus, but the way we approach our daily life now is right the way it should be. And their names will go up on that plaque for the seniors in our locker room, and it'll be three names that will never be forgotten, but will be remembered because of the way they did it and how they did it. And it's an honor to say they're on our team, and it's an honor to say that I was one of their coaches.
Bridget, what was it like there at the end of the game when you checked out for the final time?
It was just a really cool moment. Obviously, Hilton's meant the world to me. This school has meant the world to me. So obviously, playing our last regular season game here was really fun, and just getting that ovation, and Coach was nice enough to do that. The crowd was amazing tonight, and it was really, really special.
Alexa, you made a big decision to come here. Can you reflect on this season? Is this kind of what you hoped would happen when you came here?
Yeah, I mean, that transition was tough, having to leave, and you only have 1 year to play somewhere. But this opportunity has been everything and more I've wanted it to be. And I love my teammates, I love my coaches. I think you guys can see that on the floor. But I know that this team has so much more left to play. We're wanting to come back here and play 2 more games in the NCAA tournament. So we're really excited, looking forward to that. And I love being here. It was the best decision I made.
Bridget, Coach was telling me the other day, I think on all the road trips, you and Meredith have been kind of taking pictures at the end to shoot around to kind of remember everything. What about tonight? Is there anything special you did to just kind of, I guess, welcome this last regular season game here?
We did nothing special. I think Mare and I were roommates, so we talked a lot about it before the game, and we were just trying to, take it as a normal game. We didn't want to be, too nervous, too excited about, the game and what was going on around it. It's still a basketball game. There was still a lot on the line. We wanted to finish the season the right way and how we deserved to finish it. But I think, how we did win and how hard we played, and I think that's really special, and to have, all of our families here, and they got that opportunity to see one last game in Hilton. I think that was really special.
Lex, how important is that idea of possibly hosting during the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a fan base like we do here at Iowa State, that's a complete advantage to come here and play 2 games in the NCAA tournament, to have our crowd here yelling for us. So obviously that's something that we're striving for. We need to do well in the Big 12 tournament. And I think that's something that we obviously can do and will do. So.
Bridget, there was a moment, I think it was in the fourth quarter, you came down, slung a pass to Alexa, then she slings it out to Ashley and hits a three, so senior to freshman. And that just seemed like kind of a really special moment. What was that like? And actually, Alexa, you could get a little thoughts on that too if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that's just like a great explanation or moment that describes our team. Ashley Jones has been amazing all year. She's been huge for us. And just that, senior to senior, Alexa and I, our short year together, we've played together, we've learned how to play with each other. It's really fun playing with her. I trust her with everything. If she calls a play, I'm willing to run it. I want her to call those plays. And I'm lucky she got that pass. And obviously she makes a great decision because she usually does. And Ashley finally knocked down a three. She's struggling there a bit. But, that was kind of the definition of our team. And that was a really fun moment, kind of the dagger, and the crowd went wild. Thank you.
Thank you.
When Bridget checked out of the game there at the end, what'd you say to her?
All I said to her was, thank you for coming to Iowa State, and you're one of the best players I ever coached. And I guess that's the best way to put it with her. She's truly special. And I think you can see by her comments and how she carries herself. It's one thing to be a great player. And I think it's hard to be a better person than player when it's her, but she is, and she loves this place and loves everything about it. So she's been fun to coach, and luckily there's a few more games left in us, hopefully.
You talked about how these three seniors have been so important for you all. Is that kind of just how they've interacted with each other? And when you say that it's saved your coaching career, is that because you've enjoyed coaching them?
It's been. I mean, my wife will tell you, she's always like, if you don't like it and you're not having fun, it's time to quit. We don't need the job, whatever. And I was getting close. I'm not kidding you. I was getting real close. But when you think about a kid from Canada, a kid from down the street, and a one-year transfer from Tennessee that somehow figured out a way to connect with each other, that's what college sports is supposed to be about. There's nothing about them that's alike, except when they came to Iowa State, and the idea was not just to put on the jersey, and we have a thing that we talk about that we say wear it right, and they've worn it right all year, and they've transformed us. Sometimes you can't go back, and we needed to go back about how we do things, not just winning games. I mean, obviously it's more fun to win games, but this group of seniors has really gone back to the way we try and do things and how we treat people and how we go about our business. And that's what they'll be remembered for in our locker room. Nicole will have all the stats and all the records they broke and games they won, but they did a heck of a lot more than that.
How important is that idea that they were kind of talking about too, of just the idea of still playing for that idea of hosting? We never talked about it with them, but this group they understand it. They follow the game a lot more than some teams, so they knew that we were in the mix. And I don't even know what happened with the thing tonight. I have no idea if we're in it or not in it, or so I don't know. But they know enough where you got to progress and win some games, but I do think that was part of their mind, in their minds was, well, tonight might not be the last game. It's senior night, but it's not the last game I get to play at Hilton, and I think that's in the back of their minds. But that's a credit to them, and that's how they go about their business, is they understand. And one of the terms that we've used with them is, don't worry about your limited time together that's left. Think about the limitless possibilities you have together. And I think that's one thing that they've talked about and thought about.
Can you tell us about Inez, and is she's waiting on NCAA?
Yeah, she's waiting. We asked her if she wanted to go through senior night tonight. Obviously, technically right now she is a senior. Her first reaction was yes. Then it was, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take away from the others. And, we we just let it up, gave her the option. And she just said no, so we're just waiting. We thought we'd know by now. We're just waiting. So as soon as we know, we'll let you know, but we'd certainly love to have her back. And I think that was in the back of her mind that I'd rather do it when it's official, and that's the kind of kid she is. So we thought we'd know by tonight. We really did, so we'd planned a little better. It just didn't work out, and so we wait.
Y'all were trailing after the first quarter. Bridget comes out, gets a bucket, gets a steal, gets an assist, gets a rebound. And it's kind of what helped you guys obviously run out and take the lead. And I mean, what does that say about, how much she impacts the game? Not even just from a point scoring standpoint.
No, I mean, I think Bridget's one of those kids that impacts the game in everything she does. And she has a great sense of when it's needed, and it's been a drive to the basket, a steal, a pass. She just she's a great player. And she told me, she goes, Coach, it's kind of like the fans here. Like, our fans will start cheering when we're not doing very well because they know we need them. Bridget's kind of got that sense of, all right, we're all kind of, in senior night, the emotion of it is just crazy. And I think the first quarter we survived it, but she just has an amazing sense of, and she's willing to stick her neck out and take a tough shot, go for the steal, try and make a play that impacts the game. And that's what's made her a great player.
He announced during that reveal you guys were the 14th overall seed. How do you feel about your chances going into the Big 12 tournament to come back and host 2 games here?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. My son Billy and Steven and I were crunching the numbers and trying to guess. And obviously, it would be a great thing. It's a great goal for our team. Obviously, there's a lot of if you're 14, you're close to 17. But if you're 14, you're close to 11. So I'm sure the teams that are right outside of it are looking at it one way. We need to look at it another way, and it's kind of like the game tonight. If we win tonight, we get this number 2 seed no matter what anyone does. If we win a couple more games, 3 more games, we're probably still in there. So it's an interesting position to be in, but it's also a fun one. So if we don't stay in there, it'll be our fault, or someone else will play better. So yeah, that's interesting. My guess was 16, so I missed by a couple.
First and third quarters, I think it was a tie game between those two. In the second and fourth quarter, you guys outscored them 37-17. Obviously, there's the 20-point margin there. What was it about the second and the fourth quarter that you guys?
I thought defensively we were much more locked in. We didn't allow the dribble penetration like we did at parts, and then we just made just enough shots, hit a couple transition threes, got to the free throw line a little bit, and just kind of worked our margin. But for us, it's keep the other guy off the free throw line, try and get out in transition, which we did, and we got a couple balls to the basket and got a foul. The play you described was probably without question the best play of the night. And at pace of the game where KU was playing a little slower, struggling to score, you kind of felt like if you could get up 12 or 13 points, that might be enough. And that play, I think, got us up 14, and that probably was close enough to knocking it out. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate